Hello, and welcome to the Vacay Podcast. I'm Ryan Alford, your co-host. Maki Masabe, my right-hand man, my good friend and co-host, Chris Hansen, in the Vacay Lounge. Yeah, we're excited. Chris found Jenny, you know, where everybody finds everyone these days. I think the Instagrams. And now I'm entranced, and I think you will be too. Yoga and Tantra teacher, transformational coach, and healer, Jenny DeNovi. What's up, Jenny?
Hi, what's up? I'm good. How are you?
We are good. Hot Miami on one end, South Carolina on the other, and we've got Sweden on board our global podcast.
Oh, yeah.
All corners of the earth. I got to just ask some questions because we got to get Jenny talking, because then you'll be mesmerized yourself. What's going on in Sweden, Jenny? Tell us something exciting.
I wish something was going on here. It's winter. It's minus 10 Celsius, and yeah, it's more like everyone is going into their own cave, kind of.
Hibernating.
Yeah, it's not much going
Hibernation mode. Yeah.
It's kind of how it was in Chicago. I lived in Chicago for like 8 months, and that's in the dead of winter. It was, no one went out, you know, it was like everybody just hibernated because it was just freezing and snowy and wind blowing off the river. Sounds like maybe that's what happens there.
Yeah, and I kind of like it for that reason. That's the only reason why I like it. It's that you have a reason to stay at home, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But you work from home, I imagine, doing a lot of online coaching. I mean, what we talked a little pre-episode, but let's set the table for our audience. What do you do, Jenny? How do you help people?
What do I do? I had a life coach. He was saying, yeah, you're an artist. That's what you are. But yeah, I make videos, and I'm coaching from day to day. I'm coaching. Yeah. I always think with coaching, kind of like when we work with, I own an ad agency, we work with brands, we're trying to take them from a place to a place. There's a destination we're trying to get to. Where are most people that you're working with at, and where are we trying to get them to? Most people are either, like the ones that contact me, they are either in a deep spiritual awakening and they book me and they're like, what the fuck? What is going on? Or it's, I'm stuck. Yeah, it's one of those two.
Yeah, like stuck emotionally or like professionally or like relationships, or is it a combination of all of it?
I think it's just a big feeling of I'm stuck in life, you know? Yeah.
Mm. Chris, I know Jenny hit your radar. What kind of moved you about what Jenny does?
Fuck. I mean, listen to it and if you're not moved, then I would say you're probably soulless, not to be harsh, but no, that's what I love about the internet. And I feel like we've had a lot of guests on that literally have just like popped up while I'm scrolling, I feel like. So props to the algorithm for shooting Jenny my way. But obviously her delivery and her voice is very magical. And I've told her this. For me, I think for me, my dad being from Denmark and family over there in Denmark and Sweden, it's her accent to me is comforting. It's familiar to me. It reminds me of my grandmother. But outside of that, the content and what you're speaking on, Jenny, is just so next level. I don't even know the word to put it, right? Spiritual, conscious, awakened, but there's just a lot of depth with what you speak about. And I think you do it in a way that's very palatable for most people. Like, it's not an overload. I think you're taking, at least to me, it's very complex yet simple ideas or concepts, and you put it in a way that is easier to digest. So
where did this come from, Jenny? Like, obviously your approach, and I do think, you said, your teacher or healer or someone that you work with called you an artist. There's an artistry, I think, to your delivery that's unique to you.
Even the video, like the format of your videos has a ambiance.
Thank you.
But where did all this come from? Like the foundational, practices and beliefs, and maybe just for our audience that hasn't, they'll be searching you as we're talking, but, and getting to know you, but, both where and how did you learn, your approaches, and what are some of those like foundational beliefs?
Yeah, so it's actually a long story, and I'm going to try to keep it short, but it came from me having this knowing since I was a little girl that I'm going to save my mom from alcoholism. And I just knew that is something that I'm going to do. I'm going to save her. I have the key, or I'm going to find the key. And when I finally did, she had been on like 3 liters of wine every day for 30 years. So it was really the doctors calling me from the hospital saying that she has like 4 months left to live. So it was really like the last chance to do it. And I managed to get her sober, and now she's been almost sober 2 years. And I also had the feeling as a little girl that once I've saved mom, then I'm going to go on to saving others. So this has always been like, I've always known that I'm going to do this. I just didn't know how or when. Yeah.
How did you save her? I mean, so what were the techniques to even start that process?
Yeah, so she was laughing because she knows that I'm going to be on this, speaking about this. And she was like, yeah, just tell them everything. But so how I saved her was that I got in contact with this shamanic lady. And she said to me, we were talking about this, and like, I've tried everything. I've traveled the world. I've collected every knowledge. Like, I've tried it all. And then this shamanic woman, she looks at me and she said, have you tried love? And I was just like, wow, wait. So I've tried everything, but I haven't tried to love the shit out of her, because when it's your mom or it's your brother or someone close to you, you tend to use a lot of anger and a lot of like, you try to yell at them, and that is not working when it comes to alcohol, because that is putting more blame on them, and then they just want to drink more. So when I heard that, I was like, oh shit. Now I know what to do. So I kind of turned up the volume on love, like all the way up. But I also used a lot of spiritual techniques, shamanic techniques. I was like, if it's 4 months left of her life, I'm going to do it all. And I don't care. I don't care about the rules. I'm just going to do what I believe is going to work. And that is also the moment when I realized that, oh, now I know why I myself have been partying so much, because I wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for my knowledge in drugs. So what she was laughing about, if I was going to say on this podcast, was that the walk over from alcohol was that I put her on weed. So yeah, I smoked her down for like 2 weeks. So to the point where she was like, didn't even know she was an alcoholic, but I want to bring a lot of awareness to that. This is super dangerous to do when someone is that far into an addiction as 30 years. It's like anything at that point could like we're talking life or death. So I knew that was irresponsible, but I also knew that this could be it. And it was. So, yeah.
Well, when she came out of the fog, I mean, it is a great story, but I'm just imagining, like, so the 2 week smoke out, like, did
she still smoke?
Stayed? Yeah, she still smoke?
No, she smoked weed for those 2 weeks. And I knew that she was someone that she just hates weed.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, that's dirty. Oh, no.
Sure.
So I kind of knew that even if she would get just a little bit attached to this, she's such a weed hater. So she's never going to continue. And in Sweden, to get weed at her age, like she will not get a hold of it.
Right.
It's that hard. So I kind of knew that she's not gonna, if anything, she's gonna go back to alcohol because that is easy for her to get, but she's not gonna continue this.
So you got her through the detox with the cannabis, which is pretty. I'm seeing more now. There is facilities that are doing cannabis assisted detoxing, which I'm a proponent of myself. I'm sober as well, 3 years. So I would say that there was a time I definitely used cannabis to help in the beginning. So it's powerful. Congratulations. Tell your mom congratulations.
Yeah.
It's fucking badass.
No, I mean, I can't even imagine. I'm just still trying to wrap my head around 3 liters a day for 30 years. Holy shit. Like,
yeah, that's a hardcore detox.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any physicians helping or anything, or any assisted? You went all in?
Nothing. Not even my siblings. I was standing here on my own and I was just like, nah, I'm going to do it. If it's the last thing I'm doing, I'm going to do this. Yeah.
I mean, you did bring up a lot of points. When you're talking, all I could do is relate it to my own experience with my family, and because no one ever presented love as the solution to my addiction. I'll tell you that. But
yeah, that was like, I know how to, it's so simple, like sometimes we complicate things so much, but then like when you said that, I'm like, first I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. Well, actually, okay, I get it. Like, yeah. Chris, I have a game for you since Jenny played with me. this game. How old do you think Jenny is?
That's a great question.
That fair skin, the blonde hair, the whole Swedish thing, that really throws it off. I mean, part of me wanted to go 24, but I knew you weren't 24.
30?
There you go.
Yeah, 31. Yeah.
Damn. You're too wise to be 24.
Yeah, that's the thing, so you never know.
I have a few people like, why would I listen to you? You're like 22.
You're like, because I'm actually 31 and look how healthy and young I look. That's why you should listen to me.
You should listen to me.
Yoga.
Clearly I'm doing something right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you smoke, Jenny?
Are we good? Sorry.
What did you say?
Do you smoke?
No.
No. So you got your mom off of alcohol with weed, but you don't smoke weed.
But I did.
Yeah.
I did smoke. Yeah.
During that time.
Not during that time, but I've been smoking weed for years in my life.
What made you quit?
I've never been addicted to it, but I've been partying with it and I've been doing it for... I can have a bag of weed and then when it's gone, and then I don't do it for 6 months and then I've done it again. So I've never felt this or I'm drawn to this, and not with alcohol either, not with any drug, I would say. For me, it's been more workaholism and more. That's why I became a Tantra teacher, because I didn't have any respect for like touching myself and addictions like that. The addictions no one wants to talk about. Work addiction.
Literally.
And,
Let's go down that road.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What's
we want to talk about it here on the Vacay podcast. We don't want to ignore it.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to know, there's like this comfortability with you about any of these topics, like whatever. Like, I mean, I could tell it was sensitive with your mother, which it would be with me as well. But in general, like in your content, and even now, what makes you so comfortable in your skin, or or seem to be?
That is actually, like, I'm always telling everyone, that's my biggest key. I have this big picture up on the wall of me as a 30-year-old. Like, I'm always putting my inner child in front of me in whatever I'm doing. If I'm on this podcast or if I'm recording a video, it's all her in front. And she's having all of the confidence in the world, you know. It's not me.
It's not you. So you separate yourself, I mean, almost like a third person?
Yeah, because the woman I am today, if I would record videos or talk from her, she is having a lot of like limiting beliefs because of this and society, and you know, but that little person, if you tap into that little boy inside of you, he deserves the world. And he deserves to shine his brightest light, you know. So it's a powerful force to work with.
Where did understanding that come from? Like, how did you, I mean, were you taught that? And then once you were taught it, you were able to bring it out in yourself? Or, I mean, is it nature or nurture?
It's more yoga teaching. Yeah, I think every yoga teacher training is teaching how to connect with your inner child. So I've been working on that for 5 years now after my yoga teacher training.
Is that what you help other people with as well?
Yeah, it's a lot of that actually, because many of my clients are jumping on a call with me because they are just like, I want to do what you are doing. How do I get the confidence? How can I do that? So, yeah.
Is it this notion that as a child, our inhibitions are non-existent, and it's like there's like this magicalness to the world, and like the world is our ocean, like truly, and then we get old and we get beaten down by judgment and expectations and or misperceptions of the world? I mean, is it as simple as that? Is that like that childlike experience?
Yeah, because if you question every weird thought that you get, and you're like, is this really coming from me now, or is it coming from the actual truth? I think the inner child knows the actual truth.
So, you know, I couldn't go any further in the episode today without talking about our favorite sponsor, Caldera Labs. This is premium men's skincare. And look, I need all the secret weapons I can get. I'm 46 this year, and, you know, these fine lines are starting to show. But the only thing keeping me fine is Caldera Labs. Skincare, got face lotion, and this body bar. Let me tell you, it lathers up perfect. But in all seriousness, you have to rub in all the lotions, and then you use this stuff called the serum. This might be the serum of the gods. I'm telling you, like, this stuff is awesome. I never thought you could have the glow in the morning. I was like, everybody talks about that. I watched the women's commercials. They talk about this, the glow they get. And I'm like, that doesn't happen. But no, it does happen with Caldera Labs. All natural ingredients, perfect for the skin, and it makes you look younger. I mean, I feel at least 5 years younger. I mean, we're making no claims here, but I'm telling you, this is the best skincare I've ever used. I only promote what I support and what actually works. And if you use Rad Ryan, you'll get 20% off. If you go to calderalabs.com and you learn more about their products. I'm telling you, you will thank me for it. And look, if you're young, you need to get ahead of the game so you avoid the wrinkles. If you're my age, you're just trying to hide a few. And if you're a little older, you're trying to hide a lot. And let me tell you, this will help. Makes your skin feel great. Mine's never felt better, never looked better. And it's all thanks to Caldera Labs, the official skincare partner of the Radcast. Chris, what's your inner child telling you?
It's jumping up and down for joy, agreeing with her. No, I totally agree with it. And I had this conversation like in the last few days with somebody that so many of us, I feel, are operating out of a hurt or like our hurt inner child. Like we take on these personas and characters based on experiences or hurts we've had to try to protect ourselves. But really, I think it's pushing away like truth from us, like our own truth and our own destiny. So, and these are concepts literally 2 or 3 years ago that I like couldn't wrap my head around. And now I just feel now as time goes on, even when I see people maybe doing things I don't agree with, I just see them like they're just a hurt kid. Like they're just trying to still protect that little kid in them. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to be more like, I thought about your boys, honestly, like just the confidence of like a young, like 10-year-old boy that gives zero shits about anything and just like, you know, like they have no regard for their health, no preconceived notions. They just go 100% all in, you know? And that's what I thought about when she was saying that is just like, you don't give a shit what anyone thinks. You just go in and you're like, all right, let's go. Do it. And you have nothing but you think like positive about the outcomes always, in my opinion. Like the world is your oyster, like you said. There's nothing but gains to come from life. You don't know hardship and pain enough at that point, I feel like.
Well, yeah, I have 4 boys. They're all, young. And it's funny, like they get so into everything they're doing. I mean, every other thing in the world shuts off. If they're playing the game, if they're devising a plan, it is single track. As adults, we have a hard time focusing on just one thing. Like I'm terrible at it, which is why I'm good at it if I do it. Like that's with podcasting. I have these headphones on. I have no phone. I have no distraction. So I'm 100% in this. But any other time, we have so many other distractions, things going on. But the kids, for good, bad, or indifferent, they are into whatever it is. Like no other thought in the world. Sometimes it's dangerous because they're unintentionally crossing boundaries that are either real or created by my wife. but it's true though. There is like this all in, like
well,
blinders.
You know what example I'm thinking of? Didn't your boys do weren't they selling lemonade or something recently a couple months ago?
Yeah.
So they basically had this idea, let's go start a business and make money, right? And they went and did it. How many adults do we know that want to do something or start a business and find every reason not to? But a 10-year-old boy is like, fuck it, get a table, get a sign, let's make some lemonade. We're doing it.
Yeah.
They're not worried about failing or, well, we don't have the right lemons. Well, what if we don't have the right? It's like, no, they just do it.
Yep.
So they're pursuing their dreams and their goals at that time, just fearlessly and confidently.
Jenny, question for you. What's the balance of, and Chris, you're 100% right. I mean, that was it. And the balance of being childlike and removing inhibition to a degree but the maturity and wisdom of an adult, and, like not to get in your way, but I do feel like we have on one hand, like I'm sitting here going, this makes a ton of sense. And like, I agree with all this and this is what we should do. And then on the other, I'm like, there's a lot of fucking people that need to grow up online. You know, they're immature. They don't have, and not because I'm judging them because they don't have wealth or something like that, but more like they're lacking some sort of emotional maturity on something, you know. So like, I'm like balancing those two things. What's the balance?
Yeah, I get what you mean, but I do believe that those people are tapped into their immature grown up. They are not tapped into their inner child.
Let's go down that road. What's the difference? I think I know, but I want to spell it out for the audience.
No, but it all depends on what you want to do too, but like, or why you're here. If you're here to find joy, because that's what I'm doing. I just want to live a life of joy and happiness, and success is how much I did smile today. So if that is what you want to, then tap into that little child, because that is your key. Like Chris, I see a lot of inner child in him. It's like looking at your life. I look at it and I see this, like, it's like your inner child, or that little boy, or I think many others, little boy inside is looking at you like, wow, I also want to do this. Because you're living in that joy. Yeah.
And I'm just a grumpy adult.
I think you're living in your inner child joy too, for the most part. I don't feel.
Is that what you're implying, Jenny?
I don't. Ryan, maybe you just need some more coaching.
Yes, I think I need.
You just got to listen to Jenny more often.
Well, I know. I've already told her.
I got a question.
Hire her for bedtime stories, if nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Jenny, you should at least be making money off like doing audiobook recordings or something like that. Love to use you for our next vacay ad for the voiceover. That's for sure.
Yes.
Because we've spent hours listening to people's voices and like, what's the good vibe? And I'm like, now that I just saw this, I'm like, she'd be a great ad voice for us.
She should be the voice of the intro for Vacay podcast.
I agree.
Yeah,
I have a question. So there's a quote here. I don't know if it's from you or what, but the universe doesn't know if you're praying or complaining. Can you dive into that and kind of unpack that?
I didn't know
Is that
it
like come down
myself.
to positivity and negativity, or how did you
so
make that one of your pillars?
I believe that we are manifesting all the time. So people who are saying like, no, I'm not going to manifest for a while now. It's like, no, you can't say that, because you are manifesting all the time. Every word that you pick to use and send out to the universe is a spell. It's all a matter if you are on alignment or not. And once you get to alignment, then everything that you ever said is going to pop. And that is why people say like, careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. That is why people who walk around, I remember I lived with a roomie. She was always saying, oh, now I'm getting sick again. Now I'm getting sick. She was always sick. Always. So we are manifesting with every word.
Now I can relate to that. I mean, I don't deal with negative people very well. And man, and I tell you what, they manifest the hell out of some negative shit happening to them. Like, it's like, I'm like, dude, keep that voodoo black magic shit away from me. Like, you're just bringing me down with your vibes. And I know why your toe got run over by the car today. Like, you manifested that to happen because, like, if you want to play the victim or be negative, like, it just flies all over you, you know? And it's so true. Like, and they're And I think when we are that way, we're unaware of it. We can all be that way on some level because we're human. But the people that live there constantly, it's crazy how they do bring it on themselves. And then sometimes I just think like, well, they just think it. But no, they actually really bring it on themselves.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? The people, go ahead, Jenny.
I was coaching a woman the other week, and she said, like, I just want my followers to come into my account, and I feel like I have this wall in between me and my followers. And I was like, yeah, you manifested to have this wall by keep on saying that you have a wall between you and your followers. Of course, that is what's also going to happen. It's all energy.
Absolutely. I know I've had to watch. I've become a lot more aware of what I say out loud now. Not even say out loud, even what I'm saying to myself in my mind, trying to stay in that positive, grateful mindset. I feel like is so important.
How does, Jenny, what's the process for how I know it sounds like you have a lot of different personalities that come to you, or different people for different needs, but maybe give some of the nuts and bolts, the specifics around how you help people and what that process looks like.
Yeah, so what I do is, I think it's very unique because I'm coaching everyone 1 hour for free. So I have this link on my Instagram, and you can book me one hour, and I'll give everyone my favorite practice in personal development in that. And it's a huge practice that I'm giving away. And basically this practice is so good that they won't even need me anymore. Some of them don't, because they're taking off like that in transformation. So I'm doing that because I want to start a mini awakening, and because I fucking love to give. Yeah.
So it starts
with that. Since it's everyone is able to book me, because many coaches are having this, like, you have to fill in this form and you need to be like this and you need to suit my coaching. Like, no, I want to coach everyone. I can't even imagine who I could not help. So by doing this, it's been a ride. Like 1 hour I'm on Hawaii, then I'm on Cyprus, then I'm in Finland, then I'm in Canada. And I had this, I think it was last week when I was coaching a billionaire first 1 hour, and he was very depressed. Like, he wanted to find the light in life again, basically. And then the next coaching hour after that was a man 6 miles away in California who just became homeless and just he was in the moment that he was like, okay, this is the day when I'm basically homeless. I'm living in my car and I don't have a family and I only have this coaching hour. So it's really like I'm on a ride when talking to people.
That's crazy. I mean, all ends of the spectrum. Like, how do you seem so clearly entwined on this emotional level. I would think it would be somewhat difficult for you to talk. I mean, the emotional impact of like 10 of those discussions in a day or 5 of them. I mean, how do you balance that? Like, not, because you obviously have a very caring soul. I can sense that. So like, I would just feel like you'd be emotionally drained.
Yeah, I think this protect your peace and negative people are affecting me and they're draining me. That's also, you're manifesting them to drain you. So what I'm always thinking is that when I walk around wherever I am, I imagine that I have this ball around me in glass kind of. And negativity and negative people, they're bouncing. They can't get in. And I think that also the more that you rise your own energy, and when you get to like an unfuckwithable frequency, I can see myself. I've had a few people who I know are at like in an energy that you don't want to be around, but they can't stand me now. It's like they fly away if they get close. So yeah, I'm not worried because I have this around me, but that is also a belief, you know. So yeah. Mm-hmm. But to answer your question, like I think it's also that I'm almost doubling up on sleep. And I think that is something that the world is not doing right now. I think that we could be 10 steps ahead of everyone else if we would just sleep now. Because after COVID, now everyone is like, after COVID, and now you can go, now you can do everything again. Now everyone is like crazy horses seeing grass for the first time at summer. It's just like running with no sleep, up at 5 a.m., run, do this. So if you double up on sleep now, you're going to be ahead of everyone else.
How many hours of sleep are we talking about for Jenny?
10.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We did have a show, Chris, I'm remembering back.
Yes.
That's in the danger zone. That's in the danger zone. Supposedly 10 hours.
Supposedly your 10 and over could be.
Yeah, your mortality rate goes up like 20% or something if you get 10 hours of sleep. Allegedly.
Yeah, like it's different from men and women too. Women are supposed to get 9 to 10 hours of sleep every night, but men are okay and can still be happy on 6, 7, and 8. But it's a huge difference if you're a woman or a man.
That makes
sense. I find that to be true.
Yeah, for sure. Especially my wife.
My sisters were always sleepy girls.
Yeah. My sweet spot's probably 7. I don't, if I get 8, I feel like I'm groggy. If I get 6, I feel like I'm a little grouchy.
I have to agree, though. I do think after COVID, the world people went nuts. And I mean, we talk about sleep. I would say literally probably once a month, someone is talking about the importance of sleep. And I think as a whole, that's why we have the sleep gummy part of it.
Yes, we do. We'll be sending you
all right,
some,
so what about, I'm curious, Jenny, what's like your average day like? Like what's a day in the life of Jenny? Like not only work-wise, but like what do you do for you? How do you, keep yourself centered and aligned and in a position to give back?
Actually, I'm still trying to figure it out because everyone is asking me, how do you do it? And I'm just like, I quit my full-time job in September. I don't even know what I'm doing. Don't ask me.
Which is really the best advice you can give. Is like that's inner child. Like, fuck it. Go for it. Figure it out.
Yeah. So I'm still trying to figure it out. But my first thought when I was like, okay, I am my own boss now. What do I want with this? Like if I could wish for any type of living, how is it that I want to live? And my first answer was that I don't want to have an alarm.
That's a great one.
Yeah, so that I don't have. And I'm trying really to live the happy life of my inner child. Like how does she want to live? And she wants to live in flow. I don't at all like structure or to force yourself to do meditation at 5 p.m. every day. You need to be on that. Like, what the fuck, bro? If I feel like doing meditation in the morning one day and in the evening one, like I'm always trying to dance my way through every day. And I have this wish list of things that I would like to have done in a day, but there's no time on them, which makes me more happy because that makes me more free to do what I feel like doing when I feel like doing it. Because if I do my power yoga and my dance yoga when I actually feel like, it's dancing now, it's so much more powerful than if I have 9 a.m. You need to be on the mat.
I can relate to that. I'm definitely more of these are the 5 things I'm going to get done. And 9 out of 10 times I get them done. But the gym might be 6:30 a.m. and it might be 1 p.m., and I don't ever really know. I mean, I have a good idea maybe based on things are on my calendar. And then there's other things, personal or professional. I'm a big freedom person now, but you have to kind of earn your way to get there to a degree. A lot of people, at 19 want to have all that freedom and you can, but if you set yourself up and work for it and you're willing to, do it and have a skill that can provide for yourself to have that kind of freedom. But you never
100%.
100%.
Yeah, when I was working in corporate medical sales, I don't think that would have been cool if I was like, hey, guys, I'm just going to hit the gym. I think today around 1, I'm feeling like it's a good time.
Yeah.
They'd be like, dude, you get your ass back out on the road.
Yeah.
But I think that's powerful because I do think there's an abundance of coaches. I mean, I don't know, people on the internet with the whole hustle culture and everything overly structured. And I do think discipline is important, but kind of what you guys said, if I accomplish what I need to accomplish in a day, regardless of what time those things are done at, it's still a win. Jenny, what were you doing before this when you said you quit your full-time job? What was your profession or career?
I was actually in sales business with ads manager for Facebook and Instagram. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
There you go. Well, if you ever want to get back in that, you just give me a call.
Get you hooked up on the Radcast with the Radical marketing team.
Yeah. What's, I asked this less because none of us have it all figured out. Like, I mean, you can have somebody that's 21, 31, 51, 101 one day, if these longevity doctors start keeping us alive longer. But like, where do you want your life, your career, all of these things? Where do you see the path going? Do you have a vision for that?
Yeah, I see that I want to make a big retreat because I have a big retreat idea. And then I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. I think a lot of people who are asking me, like making videos and questions about that and wants to do the same and don't feel it when they record. I'm trying to always explain, like, when I'm making videos, like it's something happening inside of me. Like I feel like I'm in the middle of what I'm supposed to do. So I actually found that when I was in TV and I was in this interview room and they interview you and they film you. And I was just like, no, this is it. This is it. This is what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know how. So I got out of there and then I started my TikTok. So yeah, that was kind of how I found it. And I want to keep doing this too, but I would like to more and more. The dream is to get away from the computer and the phone and to have someone else doing that so that I can be in the actual life, you know.
And was it IRLs? My kids like to tell me in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild that that's even like an abbreviation that's normal now.
IRL. And it's like, yeah, you don't have to be there. You aren't paying bills.
Freaking crazy.
How do you, once you get past like the 1 hour free, where do you typically take it from there with clients that need more awakening than the 1 hour?
Yeah, so that practice that I'm giving away, that is the most powerful practice that I've ever done in personal development. So that sends them off on a journey, and I'm going to send it to you too.
Oh, yes.
I can't wait.
You're going to get on that journey too. But then I usually say that wait 2 weeks so that you can feel the difference and the magic of the journey that just begun. And if you still feel called to, because to me it's very important that they feel connected to me, and that we, like, not that I need to have the connection, but they need to feel like I want her to walk me. Because if they don't feel like that, then a transformational coaching is not going to do what it could be doing to someone who feels like, nah, I feel super connected to Jenny. Because I see those going like this. So yeah, I put them off on this journey for 2 weeks, and then they come back to get more.
How often do you work with people that come back? I mean, is it like a once a week thing, or is the frequency dependent on the person and the need?
Usually it's actually once a week. So yeah.
Yeah. It's fascinating how, stuff like this, like right now we're recording, obviously it's recorded, not live, but how the internet and video and technology has enabled this, not only the fact that we're all came together, but your ability to coach anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, I'm really happy that I switched from speaking Swedish. That was only like April this year, and that I was like, no, I need to turn around. And yeah, the difference now speaking to people all around the world, it's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did it just explode?
Yeah, I'm glad you started speaking English too. That way I could understand you.
What did you say?
Yeah, Did you notice when you switched to English, did your growth pick up quite a bit on the platforms?
Yeah, but not straight away. And I think that is what scares most people, is that I think I had like 11,000 when I switched. And I think it went down like 3,000 first, because those are Swedish people who only wanted Swedish Jenny. And you need to understand that, and you need to have a lot of patience in that, because it feels like, oh no, what did I do? And what's wrong with my English? And, all of that. So yeah, it took like 5 months before it started to take off, and for the algorithm also to show my videos outside of Sweden took a long time.
Wow.
This is definitely like the most chill episode we've ever had, and so like feel like I'm almost been entranced. I'm usually not a loss for words. But where can everybody keep up with everything you're doing, Jenny?
I'm using my psychic powers too. It could be that you're feeling.
That must be what it is.
Hey, whatever, it's working.
Yeah. What are the handles on social media?
What did you say?
Like where can everybody keep up with you on socials? Like your usernames and all that.
It's Jenny Dinovi on Instagram and now TikTok too.
That's DINOVI. We'll have that in the show notes and links to all of her content and her bedtime stories. That should totally be on your roadmap for monetization.
Yeah,
I
it's
want
kind
to
of
say I've definitely fell asleep listening to like your reels, like scrolling. I think I've definitely like passed out.
I can see Chris
Just like phone in hand, you know. Yeah, it's good. It's getting in my subconscious. It's good messaging.
It's probably a good thing because it's a lot of fast energy out there, and I think more calm energy is needed out there.
Totally
yeah, there's definitely an abundance of the other, and I don't know, but we really appreciate you coming on, Jenny, energy. And we'd love, we appreciate it. I know it's a little later there, and it's been interesting, and I think there's something to be said for calm discussion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to the 2-week program.
Yes.
You're going on a journey now.
Yes. Chris needs a lot more help than just 1 hour or 2 weeks. So you definitely.
Ryan's going to put my coaching on the corporate card.
Yeah, exactly. The corporate training. I'm kidding. We all need help.
I'll take it.
I probably need more calming down. Okay. So
you got a lot of chaos going on.
Yes.
Managing a lot of people.
Yes. But we really appreciate it, Jenny. Hey guys, we'll have all of the links in the show notes. You can find us, thevacaypodcast.com. You can find Chris and I on the gram, on TikTok, everything, wherever you see that blue check mark, it's us. We'll see you next time on the Vacay Podcast.